guys, big breaking news coming out. US flight cancellations accelerate as airlines comply with Gov shutdown order. Check this out. Look at this here, guys. It says US airline began canceling hundreds of flights Thursday due to the Federal Aviation Administration order to reduce traffic at the country's busiest airport starting Friday because of the Gov shutdown. This is not looking good. At the same time, guys, make sure you check out this video. The link will be in the comments box. Federal judge orders Trump administration to fully fund SNAP benefits by tomorrow. Tomorrow is the deadline. All right, guys, before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters, a prayer request, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to help and support the channel, we do have the Cash App link and a PayPal link in the comments box and also the description box. Once again, thank you so much for your support. So U.S. airlines began canceling hundreds of flights Thursday due to the Federal Aviation Administration order to reduce traffic at the country's busiest airport starting Friday because of the Gov shutdown. Now, close to 500 flights scheduled for Friday were already cut nationwide. And the number of cancellations climbed steadily throughout Thursday afternoon, according to FlightAware, a website that tracks flight disruption. The FAA order to cut flights at 40 of the busiest airports across the U.S. includes, here we go, New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago. But the impact will disrupt travel at many smaller airports too. Now, the FAA seeks to reduce service by 10% across high-volume markets to maintain travel safety as air traffic controller exhibit signs of strain during the shutdown. The move also comes as the U.S. Commander administration is ramping up pressure on the left in the Congress to end the shutdown. Now, you guys already know Chuck has shut down the Gov 14 times. He just shut it down, I think it was Monday. So let me show you this map really quick here, guys. Look at this. 40 airports may be affected by FAA cuts and flight cancellations stemming from the shutdown. Wow. We need Chuck to open it up, not shut it down. The next time he votes, again, the 15th time, they need to open that thing up. Airlines will phase in a 10% reduction in their flight schedules at the airport across more than 24 states. Just hours before the reduction went into place, airlines were scrambling to figure out where to cut, and some travelers began changing or canceling itineraries preemptively. Now, travelers with plans for the weekend and beyond waited nervously to see if their flights would take off as scheduled. It's going to be a really, really tough holiday season, especially Thanksgiving. It's going to be really hard on many, many people out there. The affected airports include busy connecting hubs and those in popular tourist destinations including Atlanta, Denver, Orlando, Miami, and San Francisco. In some of the biggest cities such as Dallas, Houston, and Chicago, multiple airports will be affected. The flight cuts will begin gradually. Now remember, guys, the White House said that there will be some chaos when it comes to flight delays. And it was announced, I think it was announced Wednesday. I think it was yesterday. Airlines will phase in the cuts at the direction of the FAA, eliminating 4% of flights at the 40 airports on Friday and working up to 10%, according to 3 people familiar with the plans, who were not authorized to discuss them publicly. Now, United Airlines will cut 4% of its flight over the weekend based on FAA guidance. The FAA had not yet published an official order as of Thursday afternoon and didn't immediately respond to questions about implementation details. Once again, you have the Transportation Secretary Sean speaks alongside Vice President J.D. Vance about the impact of the Gov shutdown on the aviation industry outside of the West Wing of the White House. Now, they're urging Chuck to open up the Gov, stop shutting it down. Some airlines plan to focus on slashing routes to and from small and medium-sized cities. It says here, this is going to have a noticeable impact across the U.S., Air Transportation System Industries analyst Henry said. Now, the flight reductions coming just weeks before the busy holiday season have travelers already changing their plans or looking at other options. Fallon Carter canceled her Friday flight from New York to Tampa, Florida, where she planned to spend the weekend at the beach. She was worried about making it back to Long Island for her best friend's wedding, where she'll be a bridesmaid. I don't know if I get there when I get home, Carter said. The FAA is imposing the reduction to relieve pressure on the air traffic controllers who are working without pay during the shutdown and have been increasingly taking sick days. Air traffic controllers have been working unpaid since the Gov shutdown began October 1st. Most work mandatory overtime 6 days a week, leaving little time for side jobs to help cover bills unless they call out. The FAA in recent weeks has delayed flights when airports or its other facility are short on controllers. Airlines shuffling schedules. Airlines said they would try to minimize impacts on customers, some of whom will see weekend travel plans disrupted with little notice. United Delta Airlines and American Airlines were among carriers that has said, give me a second here, guys. That said they will offer refunds to passengers who opt not to fly, even if they purchase non-refundable tickets. The head of Frontier Airlines recommended that travelers buy backup tickets with another airline to avoid being stranded. The cuts also could disrupt package deliveries because 2 airports with major distribution centers are on the list. FedEx operates at the airport in Memphis, Tennessee, and UPS in Louisville, Kentucky, the site of this week's deadly cargo plane event. Now, guys, a little update about that UPS plane, and my condolences and prayers goes out to the families and friends that lost their loved ones. Information's coming out, and I just want to pull this up really quick. It's a split second. It shouldn't take that long. So it says here. Okay, this ain't the one. I totally apologize. Give me a second here. Give me 1 second. Okay, here we go. So the New York Post reports that the UPS cargo jet, the event that took place in Kentucky, had been grounded for over a month prior to the accident due to critical fuel tank repairs. My. That's going to be a lawsuit. That's going to be a massive lawsuit. My condolences and prayers goes out to the families and friends that lost their loved ones. The cuts could affect as many as 1,800 flights, upward of 268,000 passengers per day, according to an estimate by aviation analytics firm Sumium. Now, airlines are used to dealing with canceling thousands of flights on short notice during severe weather, but the difference now is that these cuts during the Gulf shutdown will last indefinitely until safety data improves. Shutdown already straining travel. The shutdown is putting unnecessary strain on the system and damaging confidence in the U.S. air travel experience. Now you have Kelly Matthew, who lives in Flat Rock, Michigan, and frequently flies for work, says she has canceled most of her upcoming trips and understand why federal airport employees have stopped showing up. Now, this is not only impacting air flights or federal workers, this is also hurting the economy. This is, again, people have to go, fly to other areas, business and stuff like that. So a lot of businesses out there is going to get hit. The economy is going to get hit. I mean, people's not making profits and people's not making money. This Gulf shutdown is brutal. Chuck, stop shutting the thing down, man. You can't expect people to go into work when they're not getting a paycheck for the continuation of over a month now, she said. I mean, it's not a matter of them not wanting to do the job, but you can't afford to pay for gas, your daycare, and everything else. I agree. If you're not getting paid, you're working a month and you're not getting paid. Again, money is running down from your savings. I mean, you're going to be looking for another job. You got to put food on the table. You have to pay your rent. Again, the landlord is going to be like, well, that gov shutdown has nothing to do with me. You still have to pay pay the rent. Controller staffing worsening. The past weekend brought some of the worst staffing issues since the start of the shutdown. From Friday to Sunday evening, at least 39 air traffic control facilities reported potential staffing limits, according to an AP analyst of operation plans shared through the Air Traffic Control System Command Center system. The figure, which is likely an undercount, is well above the average for weekends before the shutdown. All right, so that's where we are right now, guys. Very, very important news that's coming out. And just looking at this map, this is just the tip of the iceberg. So what's next? One thing I tell you guys, there's a battle going on. A lot of people don't understand what's really happening, but there is a battle. Donald is battling the again, I got to be careful what I say, but those in the left, I mean, they have things that they want to protect. They want to protect the illegals and all that type of stuff. Donald is saying it ain't gonna happen. It's over. It ends here. Now we do have all this stuff going on right now, and I do believe it's just the tip of the iceberg. We're gonna see a lot more of this, but we need to pray for the people out there that struggling right now. The millions upon millions that rely on these the SNAP. We need to pray for them. We need to pray for the federal workers. It's just very, very, very dark time we are living. And now we have New York, which is another big issue. Look at this here. Look at this here. This is coming out right now, guys. This is coming out right now. The left bloc bill to cut Congress pay during shutdown. Senator Rick Scott push to cut congressional pay during shutdown just got shot down. His bill would have stopped lawmakers from collecting paychecks while federal workers go unpaid, but Senate left blocked it, keeping their own salaries intact even if the gov stalls. So again, Chuck and all them people, they still getting paid. Y'all not getting paid. That's crazy. Scott called it proofy. They care more about their own paychecks than the people actually impacted. That is sick. That is disgusting. There you go. That's Chuck for you. That is Chuck for you. That is the blue. That's them. You know, they get paid. They got money. They really don't care about the rest of the world. But like I said, a lot of people just don't know what's really going on. But check out the video I posted today, guys. All the links will be in the description, in the comments box. Make sure you check this one out too, guys. You know, they're going after Donald, but no one's going after the left. It's a twisted world we live in. It goes to tell you that they all work together. And they're all going against one man, Donald. Alright, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Till next time later. Peace.